Hello and welcome to Cathy Paints. I'm Cathy Wappel and I'll be painting Reaper miniatures today. I'll be painting this. Uh, it's a water elemental, I think. And let's see, do I have a card for this one? Yeah, it's not. This is Clarissa Razig or Razig Clarissa. Not sure how that name works with the comma. Razig Clarissa. Anyways, there's a bunch of Razigs. Years ago, I painted Razig the Undead Pirate, so I don't know where the Razig family comes from in the lore of Reaper miniatures, but there are a few Razigs. So she's not an elemental, but and the model is in the water. Now this is representing an Air Genasi character, so the water instead is going to be painted like clouds. And that is so that's where that is going to go. And her skin is going to be. I still need to work on the skin. I feel like it's a little dark in some places, and then in other places not quite dark enough. So I need to work the highlights up still. I thought I had a good highlight. I had this highlight, but it seems and it looks like it would be light enough as a highlight, but I don't think so. So still need to work on that. And then we have this one. This is a bones model. I don't remember what this one is called. I did a little tiny bit of conversion with green stuff on this one. The model starts out where she has a hood, but it only covers half of her head. And then you see her hair, you know, above her face. And then she's got this long flowing hair that flows out the side of her cape. So I chopped that off and then I put a little green stuff here to make it look like there's cloth here. And I extended the hood because the character is supposed to be bald. So no hair, no hair. And so that was a thing I did. And I'm going to make a freehand kind of pattern on the back of this of some sort. Hey, Real Brush Guy. Good afternoon to you. Guten Abend. And this guy I will be finishing painting, but Sibstorm is sending me another model to represent the paladin, one that looks more female. So, but we will absolutely be finishing this up too. And the last one is not a Reaper model at all. This is a Raging Heroes model. And I did some work on the white part of the dress. I need to still smooth out where the white part of the dress transitions into the purple. I need to work on the hair. I've really done almost nothing to the hair. I painted it yellow. And then the gem in the staff is of course painted, so Muse's Touch, hello. Can we get a shout out for Muse's Touch, please? She is a new streamer. Not new to painting. She's been painting for a long time, but she just started streaming recently. Thank you. So how are you, Muse? I can call you Muse. You just had to convince yourself to take the plunge. Yeah. Are you working? Nice that you can have Twitch on in the background while you're working. Flieger Dragon! V is the best V. She is the best dog. Oh, you're working late even. Ugh. So, yeah, so I need to do some work on the skin on this one. And I have the paint sitting here on my palette. This is what I was using yesterday. Oh, I need to fill my fancy water reservoir. It's an antique, this water reservoir. I've had it for, I don't know, 15 years now. Honestly, this same bottle cap I have been using in this same way for like 15 years. It's ridiculous. Is he gonna play D&D with us? Is he? Is he? Is he? Best puppy. It's from before the reservoir. What? Did I just totally miss something? Oh, I did. I did. I got it. I got it. I got it. I can see that it's going to be another slow day for me in the brain department. It kind of like this entire week has been. It's okay though. It's fine. It's a very bad one just for me. Aw, that's so sweet. So sweet that you'd make terrible puns just for me. The reservoir. You know, it's good because it took me a minute. It took me a minute to figure that one out. So maybe I just need to finish more of the rest of the model. Maybe I should put it in the middle of my camera area instead of way off to the side too. Maybe I need to work on the dress and then come back to the skin later. And work on the hair maybe, get the hair nice and light. Lisa's puppy will be around while we play D&D tonight, but doesn't have the patience to sit still that long. Oh, who does? Who does? Do any of us? I'm amazed we all manage as long as we do. Excuse me while I enjoy some tea. First I have to inhale. Mmm. Jasmine. Jasmine is on the cusp of replacing Earl Grey as my favorite tea. This particular jasmine, not just like any random jasmine, but this is Numi jasmine tea. It's not loose leaf, it's in bags. But wow, it's so fragrant. Muse's Touch says mini painting is good training for sitting still for long periods of time. You know, you would think that. But then me, I'll sit. I could go 3 hours tops without getting up and going to do other something or looking at something else. 3 hours tops, and then I have to do something else, and then I can come back to it later. But all right, I want a highlight for this green, and what do I want to use for my highlight? Lisa's puppy wants to bark at the neighbors who are setting up for a party. That tent is huge. That is going to be one huge ass party, V. I do not envy you. Lake Meekrite said, though, hopefully they have their permits. I don't know what's required for things like that, but Yeah, it'll be fun. I tell you, this really looks like phthalo green and not regular green. I think maybe it was phthalo. Well, let's put some phthalo out here on the palette. V says I think perhaps it's a wedding. Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe. I don't know what my highlight should be. Like yellow, I guess. Yellow highlight. What else is there for green besides a yellow highlight? I'm not feeling very creative. Hey, Captain Mizzy. Mizzy's lurking. You know, we need a lurking command. We need a lurk command at some point. What happens if I mix orange with green, with phthalo green? I feel like I've done that before and didn't like it. Alright, so phthalo green, clear yellow. Oh, this is that lovely, super bright. And it's so intense, but the camera I don't think picks up just how intense a green this actually is. But I love it. I'm going to go much lighter. I just added a little more yellow, and you can see just how much lighter in value this is in addition to just being more yellow. Blello. Yes, it's Blello. No, this is straight up green and yellow. It's just green and yellow. Not like blue and yellow. Grello. Would orange plus green be gorange? Well, that's probably better than orine. Hey, Mikey. We are mixing Reaper clear paints because it's one of my favorite things to do. When I'm working with acrylics, that's pretty much all I do is mix the Reaper clears. And we are painting these Reaper models with Reaper paints. Only because I am not comfortable using oil paints on small models yet. It was great for, I mean, it is great for painting these busts, but you can see the size difference, the scale here. And so I'm not yet confident in my skills with oils to try these small things that way. Mikey says, yeah, I just mix paints too. I never brush them on. I mean, I do plan to brush them on. It's not an entire stream of me mixing paint today, at least. Not like Tuesday. I think Tuesday I spent mostly just mixing paints on the palette. Is that fair to say, V? V and Mizzy did a very good job of distracting me on Tuesday. There is someone ringing our doorbell. Oh, that's unusual. Let me go see what that's all about. it was a really poorly packaged box of something lightweight. Not for me. The tape on it was practically non-existent. They have no idea what it was. Yeah, it's for the second best waffle. There's only 2 of us in this house, so that's a safe bet. Oh, these redeemed stretch even. Hello there, ladies. Look at his smoldering eyes. Look at him looking into your soul. Ugh, ruggedly handsome. That's our stretch. He likes to get out and exercise every day. The slight smirk, yes. I know somebody else who has a slight smirk too. Ladies. Oh, is it leg day? Yeah, it is. It's leg day. Thanks, Muse. Keeps me in shape, see. Well, we haven't done let's see, what else can we do with our what else can we do with look at I've got his arms here. I've got his legs here. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. He's so satisfied now. I hope you are too. All right. Now that we've mixed some paint, let's try and put some on the model. So far, so good. Oh, this is ooh, I like it. Of course, let me move in just a little bit more here. We need bleen. We need bleen. The dress is bleen, I think. Mikey says, no, that's not what paint is for. No, 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 no. You do not apply paint to miniatures. You mix it in the palette, right? That's fair, Mikey. So, but look. You want Grite? Grite. I mean, fine. Fine. There's some green. There's some white. Here you go, Mikey. Grite. V is demanding bleen. Demanding it. V, but look. Look, there's already bleen out here. No, you know what? I'm wrong. I'm wrong. That's just phthalo blue. That's just phthalo blue. So, in order to make bleen, we need blue and green. So, we'll just take some clear green. Oh, we have clear green out here on the palette. And we have phthalo blue out here on the palette. So, let's get some of that blue and a little bit of that green. More blue. And then we're going to add a bit of white to it. Just you wait. This is beautiful color. And there it is. Bleen. One of my favorite colors. Mikey says phthalo glue bleen shade. I mean, all I have are the Reaper Clears. Hey, Asmo. Asmo says, I'll take phthalo colors for 500, Cathy. These two colors make the best purple. These two colors make the best purple. That's my question. Your answer has to be in the form of a question. Mm-mm. 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 So the category that Asmo requested is I'll take phthalo colors. He said I'll take phthalo colors for 500. So the category is phthalo colors for 500. So think about that as you answer. You have to be specific. Because, you know, I have two different blues here. But Blahenta is very close, Mikey. Blahenta, yeah. I'm not giving that to you though, because you didn't phrase your answer in the form of a question. He is still fantasizing about bleen. I don't know what those mean, Mikey. Am I a scientist? I'm not one of those insane people that goes researching the pigment numbers of colors. Well, okay. That is also close but incorrect, Asmo. The correct answer is, what are Reaper Clear Phthalo Blue and Reaper Clear Magenta? I feel like I need to do a quiz show at ReaperCon. That's the perfect lead-in to gummy bear painting. Uh, I figured in your head you were picturing it as the blue, but you know, it was not technically correct. One long process? What's one long process? Me applying paint to the model? It is a long process. What are you working on these days, Mikey? Besides just mixing colors. It sounds like you've been getting into the science of it, too. I am liking this yellow decision here. I wasn't sure if it would just be boring, but definitely not boring. So, and because this is the Reaper Clears, see how translucent it went on at first, but as I let it dry and then put subsequent layers on it, it's going to be more opaque, which means that this yellow color is going to appear lighter and more intense, which makes me happy because at first I thought it was going to be way too dark because it was so translucent, the darker color underneath was showing through, and then I remembered the power of the clear paints. Mikey says, "Can I have Blagenta yet?" You already got Gright. You're being greedy now. V has to play with the puppy. Mikey says, "I've been mixing desaturated purples, greens, and grooves. Not bleens and grooves." So what are you doing for desaturated purples? And are you doing this with oil paint, Mikey? You're partially doing this month's Monkeys with Fire challenge, which is for Wadroon orcs from... Oh, cool. Oh, I love those orcs. Lucky. Lucky. The orcs are my favorite thing from that now. But you have to mix your own greens. Oh, what would you... I can help with greens. What... We can mix... Okay, so we can mix bleens and grooves. Do you need a orky flesh tone? Because I have a... So this is an old orc flesh tone that I did. It was over a salmon colored base. And it was a very warm green. Well, actually, part of the green, the midtones were cooler. And then as it got into the shadows, it was warmer. I think I actually even was using black at that time. Maybe I wasn't. That might have been scorched brown. These were all Games Workshop colors that I was using. I was testing out. I was practicing on this bottle cap. You're using scale 75 paints, which tend to mix really nicely. Using desaturated purple for their skin and desaturated olive for the bones. Ooh, that sounds fantastic. I like it. That's you like my about my bottle cap. See, I had my name on top of all my paints when I used to go to the bunker every week because I didn't want mine to get confused in with the store's paints or anybody else's paints. But yeah, that was just a practice flesh tone for orc. You want to see how it turned out? We could take a trip down memory lane. It's been a while since we've done that. Add source image. A new image. Orc. I don't remember. This was who are they called? They're the guys who did I'm trying to think and failing. I'm failing to think. Let's see. Avatars of War. Like they used to be Games Workshop folks. Let me find the front. There we go. So this guy, of course you know his first name, Brush Guy. Of course you do. So this guy, this is the skin color that I was telling you about, and you can see how I started out with a really light salmon color, and then for my highlights and midtones, I was using a cooler green, which means I was probably mixing Space Wolves Gray, which is sort of a bluish color, with green, some maybe Dark Angels green, and then I was maybe mixing Scorched Brown, which was that dark brown, red brown color, mixing that with that same green to get a dark color. Thank you, Mikey. It was a ton of fun. Now it looks like my highlight skin was, I left it lighter, so I just glazed darker from that, like I'm doing on some of these models. This was so long ago that I painted it. I don't even paint that way anymore. But now I look at this and I'm thinking, it would be neat to paint some orcs in that kind of a skin tone again. That would be fun. But yeah, I love those conquest orcs. They look fantastic. Brush Guy says I started 2 models and still have not finished them. You have that one too, Brush Guy? I loved that orc. It was so much fun to paint. And I was just getting comfortable at that time with painting non-metallic metals. It was kind of just, I was doing that all the time though at the time. Now I'm sort of out of practice with non-metallic metal. Because most of the things I do don't have armor. I need more models that have armor so that I can get more practice with NMM. You started the Goblin King and this. Oh, I painted the Slayer Dwarf too. I did a Slayer Dwarf. You want to see my Slayer Dwarf? I didn't I didn't have the Goblin King. I don't even know what the Goblin King looks like, but now I feel like I have to put the Slayer the dwarf up. I usually paint a lot of dwarfs. I don't think. Dwarf Troll Slayer. I'm just gonna open the multi-view because he has a lot going on. Again, that was non-metallic metal, and I had to freehand a bunch of tattoos onto him because of course I did. So you can see we'll make him big. You can see the scalp tattoo that I did there. Maybe. Oops. Oh, there's my marble floor. It's my marble floor base. And this base was just like all the ones that I talk about when I'm doing a basing stream where I have cork and I put a layer or two of Sculpey on top of it. And then I take sand and gravel and glue that into the sides of it so it doesn't look like cork anymore. Thank you, Brush Guy. There's some tattoos here. I had a tattoo around the arm and then there was one on the back. And I think it was at the very end that I realized that there was another part that he had, that the braid had the bottom of the braid had to be glued on. This is another one I painted ages ago. Oh, there's that arm tattoo. See, I want that arm tattoo on my own arm. I would like that. I would like that as a tattoo on my own arm. Mikey says, I've watched James use Green Stuff World rollers with Sculpey. Do you use the same? In this case, I just carved that tile in. In fact, if I'm doing plain old tile like that, I will 9 times out of 10 just carve it into the base. By hand, I did all of my Ogre Kingdoms that way, and it's super easy. Although, it would be faster to just use a tile texture roller. Do you just sneak into the kitchen when the Sculpey is baking? I steal it, yes. I totally steal it. I'm a filthy Sculpey thief. Yes, Brush Guy, what does your still not finished one look like? It is a work in progress. It is a work kind of in progress. Brush Guy says those braid parts were tricky. They're extra tricky when you paint the model and you forget that the braid parts have to be glued on until the end. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I like that skin. I like the red. And you know, it's funny that your does your orchid look just like mine? Now I have to go back to mine and look at it. Let's turn that on again. Similar. Stop it. There it is. Similar. Similar. Oh, that's so funny. I love the skin. And that was at a time when I didn't know how to paint blonde hair too. But look at your gold. Is that non-metallic gold? That's beautiful. And the dragon head on the back of the one axe. I like that. I do think that was good. That NMM? Yeah. There's no real science behind nonmetallic metals. I have asked other people whose work I admire, and I'm like, how do you, and they're like, I'm just guessing. I'm just eyeballing it. So I figure, eh, nobody can tell me it's wrong because nobody really knows. The dragon head looks more like glass. See, the way I see that dragon head is that maybe I didn't think of it as NMM, maybe like enamel. Well, there maybe are certain rules. Mikey has to go to bed soon. Good night, Mikey. Sleep well. Thank you for joining us for a little while. Yeah, I just figured the dragon head was like, you know, enamel, cloisonne, some kind of. It still looks shiny though, you know? You're selling yourself short. That's how we would say that. You were definitely headed in a great direction with it. Now you just need to go find it and finish it. Finish up those axes and he'll be done. Mikey says, thank you for my grite. You're welcome. Come back later and we'll talk about more greens if you want. Brush Guy knows it's right here in my vitrine. In your vitrine. What's vitrine? What is your showcase? Next to your Goblin King? The vitrine is a glass showcase. Okay. I did not know that. Where's the Goblin King from? Is that another Avatars of War model? Oh wait, Goblin King is that's not the confrontation one. I love those confrontation goblins. They're so weird and cute. They're like cute and weird. Cute and weird is just kind of my favorite thing though, so. Still with the highlights here, just trying to find where I want these highlights to go with the yellow. I almost feel like she's like a mermaid. She's kind of like a mermaid to me. I know that it's supposed to be an air genasi, but the model itself originally standing in water. The base is water, but I cut her off the water and put her on this green stuff uh, bricks so that they would all kind of have matching kind of brick street pavers as their bases, or dungeon, tile pavers. I don't know, however you want to call it. So she's gonna have NMM gold. Whoops. Whoops. Was able to rinse that off. They wanted this dark line in here separating the gold from the green. And I got paint on that. That's not what I wanted. So I was able to wipe it off before it dried. I'm not sure what's going on the corset. There are some details that are difficult to make out. I think they would be really cool details if I could actually see what they were. Okay, the goblin. Dieses mein Hund ist lustig. Lustig. Not Dutch. German. Sorry. Wow. See, this is why I'm not officially learning German and Dutch at the same time, because I would be pronouncing all my Dutch G's like lustig, and I would be pronouncing all my German words like lustig. And they would be wrong in both languages. Oh, I do remember this. I do remember this model. I don't know if I don't know if I painted one of those. I don't think I painted one of those. Sadly. I remember really liking that model though. I like that skin too, but I always liked the way you did skin. And he's got the pink nose, of course. Brush Guy says, I hope I can still see those minis good enough though. Well, you've got the magnifier visor and you've got the readers and all that. You should be okay. Yeah, he does good skin. V says I would like Duolingo to tell me how to say puppy instead of dog. Welpe? Is it Welpe? Mein Hund spielt mit mir. What's mir? Is it me? Oh, thanks, Brush Guy. V says I can do the German pretty good in Duolingo, but would struggle with it in real context. Well, that's my same problem in with Dutch. Today I was listening to my corny Dutch station, my corny Dutch radio station, because they talk a lot and then all the songs are in Dutch. Unlike the really cool Dutch station that plays really cool music, but almost all the music is in English, which isn't helpful when you're trying to learn not English. And then occasionally they stop for commercial breaks, which would be in Dutch, but that's very rarely. But I'll tell you one thing I learned listening to the radio: 50% korting. 50% korting. It's 50% off. We love the discount. Yes. And there's one thing they say during all the ads, and for the life of me, it just sounds like they're saying Geico. And that's all I hear, Geico. But I know that's not right. But I don't know what it actually is that they're saying. Just like it took me forever to figure out what .nl is, which is like the end of a website, .nl for Netherlands. And it took me forever to figure that out. What, this part should be green too down here. Why is that not green? Let's put some breen down here. Why on earth is that yellow and not breen? I don't know. You ever really? Oh, ooh! I want to see the dragon in the chest thing. Avec moi. I understand that, V. Mein Hund. Mein Hund spielt avec moi. Oh, that's funny. Oh. Oh. I need to be bigger so I can be closer. What did you do for the floor on that? It looks like the floor is hexes. Oh, he's so pretty. Oh, there's another. Did you make the chess pieces too? I love that there's chess pieces on the floor. Oh, it's so cute. The floor was a cast piece. Okay, it's an old Ralpartha model. Okay, that is so cute. Is that in your vitrine too? All the things I painted years ago are gone, I think. Gone to be with other people. There's only a few things that I still have. My dark angels. Did I show you guys my dark angels? Like my real ones? Not my pictures. I mean, my pictures of them. That is a chain. I know it is. I don't want to paint it like a chain though because it's not the same scale as the chain behind her. So it looks weird. Like there's this little piece of chain that's just kind of hanging down right here, but it doesn't seem connected to anything, which is a weird sort of detail. They're under my feet somewhere, I think. It was released later and you painted it for a German importeur. Importeur? I'm just being smart. You want to see the real ones? Oh, you painted a bunch of Darksword minis for the German distributor. Okay. Tried marble on the. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can. Let me see if they're down here. This is the ultimate distraction. Oh, you guys, look. There's the rest of my little monsters. All my monster chibis. Those are underneath here. Where are they? Dark Angels Command Squad. That's them. Excuse me. Gotta take a breath. I'm going under. Excuse me. That must be what's in here, right? We'll find out. It actually is what's in here. Okay, I'm going to cover up my palette. Oh, let's just move that out of the way completely. They don't see the light of day very often, these guys. Here's there's the guy with the grenade in his hand. He's got the, what do you call it, grenade? I don't remember. So their chapter. Obviously they're Dark Angels, but they are these are fourth company. These were my fourth company Dark Angels. So they all have the 4. And that was all their little freehand. It's the holy hand grenade, exactly. Little freehand arrows. That's not a texture. Those arrows are not a texture in there. It was all freehand. This is before I discovered Army Painter Anti-Shine Matte Varnish. So there's a bit of a sheen to this, it looks like. But yeah, so all those little arrow, that whole design is free-handed. They all had bases that belong together. This is also, is that freehand too? Yep. This little Dark Angel symbol is freehand. So there's his face. Should we get a little more focus as you get closer? The Beholder puppet. I don't think you didn't mention it yesterday, V. So this is the company. This is the company champion. It is a hand puppet, brush guy. So all the lettering. My guys were all Assyrian. So Namraset. More freehand. More freehand. That's the checkers and the number 4 on this tiny little thing. So checkers above with white underneath, and then the 4. And another 4. He is a super cute beholder friend. Thank you, Muse. Thanks, brush guy. Oh, this isn't part of these guys. This is one I did a long time before that. This is my really heavily converted old Terminator chaplain. But I mean, same army. But I did this years before I did the other guys. But my command squad. There's my. I'm like trying to remember what. This is my apothecary. More freehand. Now the liquids here, I think I failed on making them look like liquids. I didn't know how to do that. Like you've seen you know what I'm talking about, where you've seen some people paint like glass tubes that have liquid in them, and they have like the reflections and everything make it look like there's really something inside. And if I can critique myself, I feel like I failed on that. Oh, and this ripped robe here is all green stuff because they don't make a Dark Angel specific apothecary, and I wanted all my guys to look like they had robes because it's the command squad. So I sculpted the robe onto him. So that was fun. The little buttonholes, sculpted that with green stuff. This whole project was really fun and took me a long time. But but I won a golden demon. I won the silver with this unit. This is what I'm showing you. There's his little freehand lettering on there. Again, more freehand on the bolt pistol. That same repeated pattern on the robes. And he had skulls up here, which is so much easier than painting those gold metal balls. Those little non-metallic gold has always been more challenging to me than steel non-metallic. Oh, this is my one regular Space Marine model that I finished for this army. So it was my test model, this guy. Nusku. That was his unit. So apparently I put all of my finished Dark Angels models in here, which there's 7 of. So I completed 7 models of my entire Dark Angels army. This is the company commander. Company commander. That's not freehand. That Dark Angel symbol is in relief. So, but the skulls are freehand. The checkerboard, of course. And then I took that little arrow pattern and repeated it with black over red on this part. And then I did a bunch of lettering and stuff on the back. I don't know what that was meant to say. Follow me if I advance, kill me if I retreat, avenge me if I die. That's what it says. Crazy Dark Angels. So that's that guy. And then I have the standard bearer. Of which I think I was the most proud. think is most proud of the standard bearer. So I did use a couple of Space Wolves heads for these guys. I just love this guy's head. So, so this little lion is freehand entirely, and the number 4, and the Dark Angel symbol down there, and then this fairly simplistic freehand, and then the checkerboard. So the checkerboard above the white was my company, 4th company symbol. Stupid. And there's his chainsword. And didn't I do freehand on somebody else's chainsword? Yeah, I did freehand on that chainsword too. But yeah, this was the freehand on his chainsword that I did on both sides. Feed me, I'm hungry. That's a motto, Brush Guy says. Brush Guy, feed me, I'm hungry is my motto. That's why I picked Ogre Kingdoms as a fantasy army. Feed me. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe that's yours. Feed me, I'm always hungry. That's mine. See you later, Muse. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah. Oh, and this is the other side of the banner. And I do have the 3 skulls that show up a lot. Because I felt like I wanted these guys to be on the edge of chaos, which is funny because that's the total direction that they went in the new 40K. They're totally chaos. But these guys with the arrows, these arrows, that's a classic chaos symbol kind of a thing. And then the 3 skulls is like the Nurgle symbol has the 3 circles and the 3 arrows sticking out and stuff. But also this has the lion, and I was pretty proud of my little lion design that I finally figured. It took me a long time to figure out this little lion design. I wanted a rampant lion, but I didn't want one that everybody had already seen a million times before, like King Henry, or not King Henry, uh, the other one, King Richard. Thank you, V. Thank you. Brush guy. Nibbler. Yeah, feed me, I'm always hungry. That's me. That's Nibbler. That's me. Yeah, this one was my favorite. Probably because, this is such a big canvas to work with to do all kinds of fun little designs. I think I wanted it to look like a playing card too. So I have a 4 here and a 4 there. Yeah. Yep. So that is my Dark Angels. My command squad. My command squad, which won a silver demon. So my demons, mine and Jim's demons are back there. But yeah, that was my silver, and I was very proud of it, and I still am. This guy, this was, I chopped the eagle off the top of this little club that he was holding, and I sculpted this entirely, this scythe, out of plasticard and brown stuff. The blade and the wing and the cable, I used paper clip for this cable and for this cable, and the club only went to here. So I took another piece of paper clip and I extended this entire thing down. So that's all like brown. Actually, I have a whip of that Terminator Chaplin conversion. So this, you can see all the green stuff and brown stuff. That's all the work I did to this. And then I painted it. So I enhanced the skull face and entirely made the banner. The banner is entirely handmade. And all the scroll on the back is entirely handmade, and all of the cloth down here is handmade. And I repositioned the arms because the old arms on the old Terminators were like straight at their side. It was like they're just like this. There's one has the Crozius and the other one has the gun, and they're just like straight in front of him. And I was like, that just looks so static. So I pinned the arms so that they would be out at a bit of an angle, and then I green stuffed in under the armpits. So yeah, there was a lot of work on that. But that was actually my very first Dark Angels model that I worked on. It was fun. Now I get to wrap these all up. And wow, that was totally a distraction. That was a super distraction. But fun because I don't get to I don't have these out in I don't have them in a display cabinet or anything anywhere, so they're just in this box forever. Well, maybe not forever. Distraction. At least, yeah, they don't collect dust. Well, that's why they're in the box. They don't collect dust. That's really the main reason, if I'm honest. I feel like this guy should be standing up, and that's probably what I was doing. Now I'm just talking to myself. I gotta figure out how I put these guys in here. How did I put these in here? Mostly they're plastic, but a few of them are metal. The last guy. All done. So that's the story of the Terminator Chaplain, Battle Standard Bearer, the Dark Angels Command Squad, and let's not forget the guy with the giant plasma cannon. Hey, Sibstorm. Sibstorm says, shot glass display cabinets work really well for minis. But do they only have one level, or are they multi-level, like if you have tall minis? Because my Battle Standard Bearer and my Terminator Chaplain with the big back banner are really quite tall as far as those Space Marines go. I have a box of, hold on. I have a box of minis sitting there. I have a lot of boxes of minis. You know what we need to do? You know what else we need to do? We need to finish the Gellerpox. We never finished the Gellerpox. Goat Quell, Angry Ham. Simstorm says I'm looking at one for $53 on Amazon that has different size spaces. Ooh. DM me a link. I've been thinking about having a display case up here because I don't have anything on the wall right here in front of me on that side. Because that would be cool. Just finished a little session. Oh, a D&D? Ham, you just missed me showing off my old Dark Angels command squad. These 7 models that I managed to fully paint for my Dark Angels army. Hey, Misko. The Swedes are on a timer, I guess. Oh, what's the link that Brush Guy posted? Oh, liquids in bottles. Mm-hmm. Oh, that guy. Yeah. See, that's the thing I didn't get at the time. Thanks, Sibstorm. Always on a timer. All right. This is for the Misko. This one's on me, Misko. Let's refocus again now. I had the focus in a totally different place for when I wanted to do close-up views of those Space Marines. And my friend Raymond was just messaging me today about a Adepticon charity raffle for next year where they're getting a bunch of people to each paint one Space Marine and one Sigmarite so they're doing 2 armies. One of them is of course for 40k and the other one is for Age of Sigmar. And anybody, who wants to paint a model and donate it to the cause can, and they're building a whole army around all of these models to raffle off for charity. So I think maybe I'll paint a Space Marine. It's been a long time since I've painted a Space Marine, not counting that Nurgle Blight something Blight, whatever his name was. You know, that Nurgle guy with the bell. I'm just putting a little more yellow on the green on the highlights. And I might hit up some of these midtones with a little more regular green. Maybe I feel like I need a little reflected light under here because even though this part doesn't face up toward the sky, it's going to get a little light because light's reflecting, bouncing off of this down here back up onto it. So it's not going to be my brightest highlight right there. But we still want a little something there. And then we're going to kind of add a little more of this color to the, just to the end. Well, maybe not. We'll go up here a little. The highest parts where the lightest highlights are on this. Just add a little more to that. Maybe get some down here. Yeah. It's a little down there where that, in that little recess where the hook was. We got a little bit of our light color in there. So any more with this color? Maybe down here we want a little reflected light too, just like on the other side. Way down in this crevice, and you think it's going to all be dark, but what if we throw some reflected light in there? What if Cathy has a piece of lint on her brush that's causing mayhem? And how is Angry Ham? I know you just finished the D&D, so and as a player too. I just saw that you played as a player. That's cool. Brushgeist is one of my favorite musicians of the 90s, Lenny Kravitz. Oh, that's terrible. I hate you. I hate you. You are awful. So we need something to tie the dark and the light. We need a mid-tone here in between. Ham says the GM isn't very good at scaling combat and making it hard, so we just steamroll through it all, which is a bit of meh. I could see that. Now, I had a GM that was the opposite. He wasn't good at scaling combat and made it too hard. And we all kept dying. Which, you know, is wearing when you have to make a new character all the time. It'd be like, can't we just start over and redo these characters instead of making a new character every single freaking time we die? Since it was happening so often. Like, do I need to come up with an entire new character concept because we're dying so often for every single time? That was a bit taxing. Purple? You think purple? Ham says, at times you want lethal combat, but I save that mostly for important occasions. Well, yeah. I mean, accidents do happen, too. Occasionally somebody dies. You don't expect it because of crappy rolls, which fine, that's understandable. But just having all the things, like too many goblins. or something. Little things that you should be able to kill, but there's just so many. Because you want combat to be difficult. You want there to be some kind of oh my God, could we actually get killed? You're on the edge of your seat. You don't know. You have to think of things to do and not just mow them down like you're bowling. Yeah, not so hard that the whole team dies right away. Well, that's why I'm not playing in my old Monday night game anymore, because they didn't really get that. I mean, once my DM, the regular DM, passed away last year, and so somebody else took over, and it was less fun. Too much work. Social Alien, hi. Welcome. How are you? Brush Guy says, and you don't want it to be like Diablo. No, I don't want it to be like Diablo. I play Diablo if I want to play Diablo. I play D&D for other reasons. And tonight I get to play D&D with V and some other friends of ours, and I get to play Roger Dogger, my bugbear. I have a bugbear. He's furry, and his name is Roger Dogger. And he's adorable, and I just want to pet him. Roger. He has theme music too. V made theme music for him, and it's so cute. Hey, thanks for hosting the stream, Brush Guy. Alright, so we need a midtone. We need a midtone there. Or maybe I do a midtone thing later. Social Alien says, I want to learn D&D. I love painting Warhammer, but want to get into the D&D minis, and it looks fun, and I love role-playing. Yeah, and it all depends on which group you're in. Like, I have fun with playing with Leaguer Dragon and our other friends, and V runs the game, and I've had fun with, lots of other people playing. And then there are some people who run games where, it's just not my play style. It's not fun for me, so I just say, no thanks. It's not my play style. I'm not enjoying it. No knock on you. It's just not the way I like to do things. No hard feelings. That's how I break up with the game master. It's me. It's not you, it's me. And that's what it feels like though when you've been playing with a group, for a while. It can be hard. Punexpected. Hey, Punexpected says, "Oh, hello, hello, Punexpected. How are you?" Rush Guy says, "Damn, I totally forgot to hit enter." Why are you ever gonna hit enter, Brush Guy? Do we ever get to see what you meant to say? So the very first models that I painted ever were characters to represent. Uh, they were my characters for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay that I was playing in, and for D&D. So I had characters for a couple of those, and those were the first models I painted. I didn't even paint Games Workshop models until I started playing Blood Bowl, and that was in 2001, I think. This is a long time ago. It was a long time ago. It was 20 years ago. Oh, for the host. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I was like, wow, you really waited to pull the trigger on that, brush guy. Usually that's the first thing. I guess you were distracted. Better late than never. Exactly. Are you streaming later, pun expected? Do you stream on Thursday evenings? What's your schedule? I don't even know. I feel like I should know. Tell us all about it. Okay, this is better. This is lighter. I felt like the skin was not quite light enough. This is supposed to be an Air Genasi character. So we're just throwing some of the lightest highlights in. I don't know what color her lips are. Maybe they can stay the way they are. They don't need to be another color, maybe. I still have to do the gold. Still have to paint her hair. You had copied the command already in the beginning, but totally forgot. It happens. V says he wanted to say hi to his friends. Oh, the puppy. The puppy said, mm, mm. Is it like a blep? A mem? Mem. It was the dog. It's not like be in a chat the other day and I just like I put down my keyboard and somehow I put something down on my keyboard and somehow it kept pressing the one of the buttons, one of the keys. So in the chat there's all these comments by me that are just like the same uh dot. It's like, "Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize it." Pun is doing all right, trying to get some dinner. Busy week. Get that dinner into your face hole. I still feel like there's something I need to do with the skin. This is my darker skin color that I'm applying to the jawline. Not my darkest skin color, but darker. And maybe that's what I need to do. is just get a little more of this color into a few areas. I don't have enough water in my brush. Again, I keep feeling like I have too much water in my brush, but that's because I'm used to painting with synthetic brushes, I think, and it's different. You don't want your brush to be really wet because then the paint runs everywhere. But with sable brushes, apparently, you kind of do want your brush to have a lot more water in it. And it's weird to get used to. Look at Cathy learning how to use a sable brush, Cathy. It's about time. I know. I know. But I'm having fun now. And I like this how it's going. We're good. We're doing good. Maybe there's a couple places where I could go a little bit darker with her. And I could do some straight up blue and magenta. Blagenta. Gotta get the blagenta going. Thank you for doing shoutouts, Brush Guy. Unexpected says I've got a huge amount of resin to clean up over the next few days and to finish my sexy screaming god. Sexy screaming god. What model is the sexy screaming god? We all like a little sexy screaming from time to time. There. I've got some darks back in there. I kind of lost them a little. Now they're back. I still think this part looks like a thumb, but I know it's just fabric from the other sleeve. It just kind of looks like a thumb. But that's just my own hang up. Pun says one of the Kingdom Death pinups. Oh, okay. Brush Guy says that sounds like from some of those modern Conan novels. What? Sexy screaming god, or we all like screaming sex? Sexy screaming? I don't even remember what I said. I know nothing. Nothing. I see nothing. I hear nothing. I know nothing. I am just going to make some blight now. I made bleen before, but now we're into the blight. I want the hair to be sort of a white blue, but I don't want it to match the skin exactly. I want it to complement the skin. And I want it to be white. And I want it to be blue-white, so I'm mixing phthalo blue and white. And I feel like I need something else to go with it, but not magenta. So, I don't know. Or maybe I need my other blue. Maybe I just need clear blue. Conan and the Sexy Screaming God. Okay. Yeah, I feel like we've read that book. Conan and the Sexy Screaming God. Oh, my blue. Excuse me while I knock the blue on my desk. That's I'm just knocking it this way down on my desk to get the paint up in the nozzle. That still won't come out. Because of course it won't. Ooh, this guy, okay. We'll have to take a look at that. Oops. I forgot about that. It's been a while since I've used these colors and oh yeah, this blue is I think that's more what I was looking for with the white. So weird, these two blues look so similar, but you mix them with white and they look a bit different. Oh wow. Well, that's cool. I like that. And he screams, does he? He's a god? He just looks like a man to me. Conan and the Secret of the Deeping Cave? Shush. That means it's almost time for food. Guess what I'm having for dinner? Uh, Guess. Just guess. Just guess. It's a pinup, a sexified version of a far I know what a pinup is, silly. Of a far grosser critter? Really? I'm interested to see the grosser critter. Do you have the gross one too? I do like those pinups. I think they're really fun. Chicken, I had chicken for lunch, but that was a good guess. Sidstorm says cookies. No, I am having tater tots. It is not cookies, it is tater tots. Tater tots. And also, do you know, speaking of ham, that turkey bacon, while it does not taste like bacon at all, it tastes like ham. It tastes like ham. Cookies are not an option. We do not have cookies in this house right now. I cannot eat cookies right now because they're not here. And there's a reason why they're not here, because if they were here, I would eat them, and I don't want to. Well, I mean, I want to, but I don't want to. Yeah, they're not good for me. Cookies are not good for me. Pun says, it's based off a model that isn't released yet. I'll have to dig up a concept art piece. Ooh, okay. Alright, so I have, well, I need to mix more blue with this, or more white with this blue. I'm making a different bleen. I'll show you my two bleen, or not bleens, blights. My blue-white and my blue-white. So you can see the difference. Hey, nerd. It's a raid. Hey, nerd by Ash. How are you, Ash? Formerly Ash the Serial Hobbyist, if I'm correct in thinking that. Thank you so much for the raid. Ooh, more things are falling off of this. The paint is coming off of this brush handle because it's old, and when it gets wet, the wood expands and the paint breaks off. I only have that happen on these Robert Simmons sapphire brushes. They're synthetic. I don't recommend these. Like, they start out seeming like they would be cool, but they last not long. It hasn't been that long since you changed your name, has it? How was how was your stream? What did you do? Oh wow, that's a neat model. I like it. It's like a ram dog. It's like a it's a sheepdog. It's a sheepdog. I feel like it has the golden fleas. This is so Dark Souls, says Brush Guy. Oh, the sheepdog, the dog sheep, the dog ram. It has hands for feet. Of course it does. Of course it does. Because there are always creepy hands for feet models in Kingdom Death, and a chest face. That's for a disguise. See, it's like a mimic, not like a D&D mimic, but like you know, a mimic. I don't feel like I have to explain myself ever. I mean, I do sometimes, even though I don't have to. Only when it's pointless. I only explain myself when it's pointless, like right now. Ash says, no, but not very many peeps connect the dots. More wood burning, wood earrings. Though I did start painting a ninja mouseling. Oh, ninja mouseling. Mouselings are so cute. Brush Guy says many of the Kingdom Death models remind me of Dark Souls. Okay. I'm not familiar with Dark Souls. So I think I'm going to take my other slightly less crappy Robert Simmons sapphire brush and no, I have to mix more white. Oh, so these were the two blues, and now that they've dried, you can see the difference. So this is the blue with the phthalo blue, and this is the blue with the regular clear blue mixed with white. I mean, it's not a huge difference. I can tell it. The overall style and character design. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they were taking inspiration from that. Well, when did Dark Souls come out? Did Dark Souls originally come out before Kingdom? I mean, Kingdom Death. That's the original Kingdom Death stuff has been around for, man, years now, years and years. Doesn't seem like years and years, but I'm pretty sure it's been a long time. 8 years maybe. Okay, so not 8 years, more like 11 years. Oh, is that Dark Souls 2009 or Kingdom Death? Okay. I just wanted to throw a little bit of this highlight color on the hair before we say goodnight. I've got some time, a little. And since I'm playing D&D tonight, I won't be running long because I want to eat. Because I'm always hungry. Like Nibbler. So one thing I like to do if I'm painting white hair is I'll use the highlight. See where I'm highlighting the darker shadows? I'm just using the side of my brush to pick out the highlights, almost a dry brush. But then I'll use this highlight in the lighter areas as a shadow. So in the dark areas, this color is a highlight. In the light areas, it becomes a shadow. And white has a surprising lack of values. There's a lot less variation from one value to the next value with white. So, for instance, all this blue on this hair is going to have to be lightened up quite a bit because it's really too dark to convey the idea of the hair being white. It's just going to look blue. So I definitely need to get in and get a lot more highlight in on this. It's starting to get lighter. It's starting to. And I don't want to get this color on the shoulder. Or do I? If I get a little bit of this color on the shoulder, is that such a bad thing? Because then it's like the reflected light from the hair on the shoulder. It all works together. So if I make that mistake, it's not really that much of a mistake. And also these areas where the hair, goes into these smaller locks, it's going to be lighter there too. Just that whole area is. So I just watered down my light color a bit. So now it's getting into the recesses here. But this isn't white, even though it looks really light. It's still not white. Once we get white in there, all of a sudden it's gonna fall into the shadows. But even the underside of the hair, once it gets so thin like this, the light is going to shine through it. So you don't need that strong shadow on the underside of it down at the tip. And that goes for up by her face too. See, the underside of this thin piece of hair here isn't going to be super dark because the light's kind of shining through that area. I still don't know what color I'm going to make that flower. We have a long way to go on the hair. We'll work more on that on Tuesday. Tomorrow is the reading stream where we will be continuing the adventures. I can't believe tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow is Friday, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe tomorrow's Friday already. So we'll be continuing the A Princess of Mars, the first book in the John Carter series by Edgar Rice Burroughs. And I believe we were on chapter 15 or 17. I don't remember which. I've been reading this every Friday for, well, what, three? Has it been 3 Fridays so far? I did take a week where I was on vacation, but then I picked up last Friday again. Even this area where this hair meets this hair, there was that dark line there. I'm just kind of filling that in with this lighter color right here. Down here, we're not filling it in, but as it gets to the top of this hair, now filling that in. We love reading out loud. I do anyways. I love reading out loud, so every Friday that's what I do. I read pulp fiction of the early 1900s. And so that's tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central. You can see how I'm slowly filling in these. Hey, Trash. Brush Case is almost bedtime here, but I will try to stay awake the last few minutes. It's okay if your eyes are closing. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Pun says, I think Kingdom Death has been 10 years or so. At least the first minis are about 10 years old. That's what I thought. The first Kingdom Death was back in 2012. So yeah. Trash says, did someone say lack of values? Here I am. Trash, that's how we roll here. That's why we're always happy to see you. Hey, Lord Dave. You know, you're creeping in late, and now I'm leaving. Because I have to go eat tater tots and then play D&D. These are my priorities. Putting the brush down so that I can eat tater tots and play D&D like an adult. Good night, brush guys. Schlaf gut. They are good priorities. Yes, absolutely. So let's find somebody to raid. I'm sure there's somebody here who's streaming. I see Maliv Flow Shinobi is painting his first bust. Let's raid him. I love Maliv's stream. He is fantastic. He is so mellow. All the music that he has on his stream is music that he has composed himself, and it's just really mellow. If you want something just really calm and mellow, that's it. Oh, have fun, Ash. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. So if you're not following Maliv Flow Shinobi yet, give him a follow. Say hey in his chat. It is it's a nice mellow stream. And hopefully I see you all tomorrow for my reading stream, where we continue with A Princess of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs. I will talk to you all later. Bye.